Good morning. This is a podcast.
Go. Okay.
Hello.
It's number 12.
Yeah.
Nice.
Good number.
Nice. The next one is a better number.
We're all dead.
Yeah. Literally
no
just woke
one's
up.
sleeping.
I got 3 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
And I woke up 15 minutes ago.
Yeah, I got here to record, and then Larry didn't wake up, so I took like a 2-hour nap, and then Larry still didn't wake up.
Yeah.
So yeah. Alright. Guess we got that out of the way. What's new with you guys?
I'm going up to Flagstaff in a few days. So in Arizona, so we live inside the valley, right? And then actually, it was pretty cool here because there was the Hurricane Rosa was here, and everyone forgot to drive for a little bit. Apparently, people in Arizona don't know how to drive in the rain, and I forget that every time until rain comes, and then I have to drive.
It's raining. Time to drive 30 below the speed limit.
Yep.
Oh yeah, how was ASU? I wasn't on campus when it was raining. I just saw pictures, like Peter had a bunch of Snapchats that were just like...
It's so slow.
Oh yeah, driving at
It's
ASU, well, just everything's flooded as
Yeah.
usual, but
Yeah.
that's
But also because people were driving slow. And then there was that one time, there was a concert, and then it was raining, and I was trying to drive. So I literally I could have walked faster than I drove. It's so bad.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm going to Flagstaff in a few days. It'll be a lot colder. The temperature says 30 to 40 degrees, like low of like 20 something, 29 or something, and high of like 45.
in correct units. That's between 0 and 8.
Yeah.
Degrees correct.
Degrees correct. C stands for correct, and F stands for wrong.
From, yes.
Whoa. Wait, are you water?
My water.
My water.
Yeah. Celsius only matters if you're water, bro. You don't go past. You're in Arizona. You don't go past 130.
It's true. The temperature in the valley usually varies from like 20 to 40.
So you barely hit 50 on Celsius. So that's like half your scale that's worthless.
Dang, you got me.
Yeah. But yeah, it's really cold up there. It'll be a nice change of pace. And we're doing this retreat so we can focus on God more. But the really hard part, the really dumb part about retreats is that after you go up there, everyone has a great time, learn a lot about who God is and whatever.
And you gotta go back.
And come back, and then everyone forgets, and then it's like we didn't go up there at all. Just really dumb. And that's like something that like a lot of the leaders or whatnot are like praying for. Yeah.
It's like engineering camp, where it's just like a weekend to just hang out, basically.
You know, the funny thing is, the thing that came to my mind was Kauai-Con in Hawaii.
I don't think that it's
Wasn't
similar
that during
at all.
the like chemistry?
Yeah, so my dad goes to these like chemistry conferences, and went to the conference building, and there were just a bunch of posters. I'm like, what are these posters? And I was like, Kauai-Con the week after, and I'm like,
I thought
every day we stray further from God's light.
Man,
Nice.
I remember that story. I thought you said it was the week of. I was like, that is a funny mix.
Oh yeah, no, there were some people there, and like,
they were ready for
like blue hair cat eaters, like 500 pounds.
Were they in
What?
lab coats?
What?
Were they for both conventions?
No, they're most definitely not there for both conventions. So
There wasn't that much crossover.
you know, the funny thing is, there were 100% way more Japanese people at the chemistry conference. Except they were all like 65 years old and like chemistry professors or researchers or whatever.
Did you practice your 1 year of Japanese?
I don't speak Japanese.
Your 1 year of living in Japan?
Yeah, that was when I was 5. It's like did you practice your 1 year of hearing your dad speak Chinese for your entire life?
I don't know what no is in Chinese.
Yeah. So it'll be fun. Flagstaff. It'll be cold. I need packed and like I'm driving, so I need to like fix my car.
Fun fact: Flagstaff is an international dark sky city. That means the sky there is really dark, and you can see stars.
Ooh. I actually didn't know that.
That is a fun fact.
Yeah. I want to plug my Instagram at Larry8. It's awesome Instagram. Follow me on Instagram. It's just pictures of my eaten food because people don't know how good it tastes if you just take a picture without eating the food. So you eat the food first, and then now you know that if I enjoyed the food or not. Food's more about the flavor than the visuals. So even though the visuals really,
You know,
Larry's food. Can you confirm?
yeah. You know, yeah. I was saying something else. I saw this Reddit thread about apparently there's these tourist places in Thailand where people just go to take pictures of food and they don't actually eat it. And I'm like, what?
It must taste
I
terrible.
want to eat my food.
Look at
like
it.
yeah, instead of looking at my food, I'm kind of annoyed, like tired of like people, like they spend like 10 minutes, like if they get their food, spend 10 minutes taking pictures, and I'm like halfway through my burger or whatever, or maybe I'm even done with my food, and they're still taking pictures. I'm like, my dude, food's for eating.
To quote this guy I saw, you know, when we drink water, we drink them in glasses, and some of them are tall, some of them are wide, and we call them birdies or hories. And I prefer hories because looking at the water is half the pleasure. That's from ProZD.
Yeah, I saw that.
I was confused until. What do I know this? Oh, I know this.
Yeah, follow me on Instagram.
And that's why no one likes water. So yeah. Anything else, Larry?
Well, I finished my book last week or earlier this week.
Your Japanese Hunger Games?
Yeah, my Japanese Hunger Games, Battle Royale.
The game that inspired Fortnite.
No.
The book that brought Fortnite to prominence.
Okay, I don't think so. This book is a little bit old.
When Fortnite the movie becomes a thing, it'll be based off the game, based off the book,
So brutal.
transcribed from the Japanese novel.
You know, it did have a school bus, except instead of people partying in the bus to kill each other, we had people we had people kidnapped from the bus to this place.
Something similar about Fortnite, though. You know, the most fun I ever had playing PUBG was getting killed by a full squad of Vietnamese people. And since this book is like written by Japanese people, you know, they're like all within like 2,000 miles of each other, so I guess that counts for something. Not really, but
Hey, that's not close at all. That could be more relevant.
That makes me want to go back to Vietnam just to play on like PUBG servers where there's just voice chat.
yeah, this was really funny. We just hired a bunch of Vietnamese, and I'm like, we're all dead.
You just be like, "What up?" and they're like, "Go home, Yankee."
Oh my god.
And I'll just be like, "But I'm half. I'm like a quarter Vietnamese. What's wrong with you guys?"
Please calm down.
The war's over, man. Calm down. You won, GG.
Played with. I know I played League with a bunch of Vietnamese people. So actually, that happens a lot. Like you squad up with like four Vietnamese people on your team. You don't understand what anyone's saying.
You know what's funny? I agree with Khan. He said 4 Chinese can't carry, and he's right.
Yeah.
Man. I
Jace.
remember I played before Garena like region locked the servers. I was playing on the Vietnamese server with like 200 ping, and I was beating people, and I'm like, how are these people gold?
Man, Jason and I played a game of ranked where we had 3 Filipinos on our team, and our score combined, Jason and I's were like 30-5, and their score combined was like 5-30.
Yep.
And yeah, every lane except for mine, you know, Khan's right. 4 Chinese can't carry. That's all I gotta say about that.
Yeah. I feel like League is a game where like people worry too much about their lanes and like how well people are doing, but they don't like play to counter the enemy's comps. So like even if all 3 lanes are doing well and then like the jungler feeds or whatever, right? It doesn't matter because if their comp, like if they play in a way, if they just play better than you, that counters your comp. You're just donezo.
Oh, I had a game where I was playing with Timmy, and I was playing Nocturne Jungle, and I was doing okay. And then we had a Draven who, by like 7 minutes, was 1-3. The game started with him going, someone was like, let's invade. He's like, give me the kill. I'm like, we've lost this game. He ended 4-12. He would go, I want to kill bot. He would push, him and Timmy pushed out the bot lane. They'd come back. He stayed. Timmy back, so Timmy had full health. He would walk up to Lucian with 40% HP to fight him. Or Draven had 40%. Lucian had 100%. He would fight him.
Yeah, you just got to do 2.5 times that guy's damage to kill both yourself and the enemy.
Yes.
And then, like, because I had an Akali top and she was doing well, I was, like, trying to camp for him. And he's like, gank bot. And he started flaming me. I'm like, you're 4-11.
Yeah, at least he's not 4-12.
He ended 4-12.
You know, I played a game of League where I had a guy on my team. And I'm like, you know, at least this guy's not 1-11. At least this guy's not 1-12. At least this guy's not 1-13.
Gotta be optimistic.
Yeah. Once it gets to that point, you're like, at least he's there.
Yeah.
At least he didn't walk away from the game.
He did some damage when he was fighting.
He stalls them from killing the minion way as fast.
Yeah. He's just a glorified minion.
Just an OP minion.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I found the best way to not lose that league. It's called uninstall. So I
never lose
uninstalled.
again.
Never lost again.
You've been on a not losing streak for
months. Yeah, I haven't lost a single game of League for months.
Amazing.
Same.
Man, I was like, I haven't played League since because I worked all week, and I was like, I woke up, I want to play a game of League. I picked Nocturne into Elise, and then I clear my bot side jungle, and I'm like, alright, I'm gonna fight for the scuttle. Elise tries taking it. I walk up and smite it, and then she so what happened was I take scuttle. She went red, did a whole loop around to gank mid, dies to mid, and then I just kill her at her red buff. Second spawn and third spawn.
Have they done anything to Elise?
I think she got buffed, but she's still Elise.
She's literally considered. I've thought of her
feel like she's
as like
either OP or not OP.
after season 4. I just considered anyone picking her to be literally trolling.
Yeah, like she's like there's some patches where she's like completely broken, and then there's
those
other patches
were before season 5.
Yeah,
I remember like I'm
She's
pretty
kinda garbage
sure
now.
you can beat Elise playing like Zillion jungle.
Yeah.
You can 1v1 Elise playing 80 Zillion
My
jungle.
favorite thing was she died twice before 4 minutes, and when she went in division, she bought the AP the book.
okay, amplifying
comb.
I don't.
And I'm like, that's a little ambitious, buddy. You need jungle items to clear.
This reminds me of the time that Jason and I went to a League tournament.
Oh no!
And
was this versus the high school kids?
no, this is the one where they had the Elise jungle. So they were like, we need to tank jungle. This guy insta-locks Elise, and I was the jungler, and I'm pretty garbage at jungling, so I'm like, whatever, I'll just pick J4. And then like, I literally killed her like 4 times.
That was the game where I was like, you know what? We keep losing these tournaments because I can't control the team. I'll play support. I'm like, I've never played. All the champions are unlocked. I'm like, I've never played Rakan. Lock him in. We kill. Yeah, we kill the bot. We're like, okay, we're playing Rakan Twitch. We're like, okay, they have Caitlyn. We're gonna have to just farm it out. We killed their bots so many times that they're worth less than minions. I'm like, this is the first time I play this champion. And the MC goes, you guys are having too much fun over there. I'm like, this is my first time Rakan. I built full AP.
The funny thing is, like, I see Elise gank bot, and then I gank top and get a kill. And then I see Elise gank bot, and then I go bot, and our team triple kills them.
Full AP Rakan does too much damage.
That was a game where that quote from Adam Kovic works well. I've never beaten up a disabled kid, but I imagine that is what it feels like.
Oh no. But anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fortnite Battle Royale. There he finished. Fortnite Battle Royale.
Sure.
Japanese Fortnite Battle
there
Royale.
There he beat Fortnite.
In Japanese.
I think the ending... Okay, actually, I can't spoil it. That's not how this works.
Right. It ended with one guy killing all the other people, and then a banner at the top. Victory Royale.
Sure.
Winner, chicken dinner.
That's the wrong game.
What's your point?
Yeah, the winner got food.
Yeah. See? Chicken dinner.
Yeah, but it was really good. It was really intense at the end. It really showed it was showed what happens when people have fear and don't trust each other, and like it's really cool commentary on like the world and what happens when people are scared and what kind of thoughts come.
Just like Fortnite Battle Royale.
Okay, people in Fortnite are just
I remember my
Pushing
favorite
humanity to its limits. Fortnite Battle Royale.
my favorite post I saw on the Fortnite subreddit, which was I don't even play Fortnite, but I saw this post by this guy from Quebec who's like, I got matched with a literal 3-year-old in duos, and I watched the whole video, and he actually got matched with a literal 3-year-old.
yeah. Fortnite's literally filled with dads who want to connect with their children and their children.
Yeah, there was another thing on Reddit that was like gaming with my kids, and it was like, or they were like, thanks Fortnite for crossplay, and it was like one kid on the Xbox, one kid on the PS3 or the PS4, and his dad was on the PC. I'm like, why?
Wait, there's crossplay between PC and console.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering, how do console players ever win?
I'm like, there's a reason the sun is on the Xbox.
Like
It's the modern day equivalent of unplugging the controller and going, here's player 2, buddy.
like you could take an average like COD player playing on PC and versus a pro on the Xbox, and the PC player would go pretty well against the pro.
You know, there's a kid who's 18 in CS:GO who should be on like the top 3 NA teams. He was a pro COD player when he was 12.
Wow.
That's how bad COD people are.
I feel like I knew someone who was like a pro Halo player, or he played like on
Let me
teams
tell
and
you
stuff.
about Ninja, the
But-
pro Halo player who
Oh,
switched
yeah,
to
I forgot.
Fortnite.
I forgot that happened.
We don't play Fortnite, but
No, I'm
we
thinking
can
about
link
Halo.
everything back to Fortnite.
Halo physics and Fortnite physics are really similar.
Yeah, you know what? Halo people in big green costumes shooting at like little things. You know, Fortnite people in
Shooting at other people.
yeah, close enough.
Yeah.
Aliens, little children. I mean, what's the difference?
That's
Alright.
true. Both are unintelligent or unintelligible.
Yeah. But you know what else makes you unintelligent? Working for really long times.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's
yeah.
true, but
Maybe. I started my job, the real part, which is like assembling stuff, and I'm just on like cleaning duty, not like literally scrubbing chips because that will break them, but like they have a system that like tracks chips to each individual point, and they were like, we're gonna give you the easiest job, so you get familiar with what the chips look like and what the names are. So my job is to scan them in, pack them up for the cleaner, throw them in the cleaner. It's like a dishwasher, but not.
oh, okay.
It's a vapor degreaser.
It's a vape machine.
Yeah, it's a vape machine. We're vaping chips, and
Okay.
and so all I do is I just load them up in like the cases, make sure that it's secured, and then put it in. I wait for it to clean it, take it out, and then I scan it, take them out, scan them, pack them up for the next person. And so I do that for 12 hours
Oh,
for
fun.
like the last 3 days, from like Sunday night to like Tuesday. It's weird. By the third day, I was like, it's Wednesday.
My dudes.
Yeah, I'm like,
Yeah, my dudes.
and because like how they time stuff, they're like, instead of going, you know, AM and PM for people to mess up, they're just like, we're gonna make it foolproof, stupid proof, and we're gonna make it 24 hours instead of 12 and 12.
Okay.
The superior format.
Yeah, and it was weird because it's like working
So work
nonstop
from
till like
5:30 till 17:30.
no,
No,
17
starting at 18:30.
Oh, no, you start at 17:30.
18:30. We can't math.
Oh, wait, you start at 18:30, 6:30?
Wait, 17:30.
You start at 17.
You're trolling.
Wait, how do you
We-
start at
none of
6?
us could-
No,
wait, no,
wait, I could-
5:30.
My phone is set to 24-hour time.
My phone is also set to 24-hour time.
Oh, like all these texts. Hold on, I gotta read these.
Wait.
Wow, Mr. Popular. But yeah, 17:30. Wait, yes, that's how math works.
Yeah.
17:30 to 5:30. Yeah, but it gets weird because when you're just like doing it, when you're just working away, time flies by because it's just like it's constant work. So like it's just time goes by and it's like 11 at night and I'm like, It's getting close to 12. Gotta make sure I add right. Because there's a difference between, 23 and 0.
Yes.
Because they work on a basis of, like, first in, first out. So, like, they want to get the first thing that was done in chronological order, so stuff isn't just sitting there.
Yeah.
So it's like, if you mess that up, you're like, wait a minute, this was done at the wrong time. There's other stuff. So, yeah. It's also funny because, like, the person that trains me apparently is, like, very rough and, like, gets angry a lot. And I'm like, I didn't notice that. And someone was, like, checking up on me. They were like, you good? You're not talking to us about it. I'm like, it's, like, the easiest thing there, guys. It's not hard. They're like, how are you like? I'm like, I'm what? It's fun.
Okay.
I told someone, I was like, it's a much better, it's a lot more laborious, but it's a lot better than Prime at the end. Because at the end was just, look up this research article for 2 sentences that confirms what we want to confirm. So I was like, this is a lot more enjoyable than reading through 30-page documents that are like, 1 + 1 does equal 2. Now we need to teach that to kids so they're not retarded. You remember that?
I do not.
Yeah. Oh.
I wasn't there.
Right.
But-
Yifan remembers.
I remember looking at research articles
Yeah.
for Carol, though.
Yeah. But I was just like, it's so much, it's like mindless, so it's in a sense relaxing because you're just like, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like, you don't have to think, you just go on autopilot. It's great. I'm like,
You're a machine.
Yeah,
I'm
you turn
thinking
into
about it,
the
I'm like,
machine.
I'm just a machine and I enjoy it. I'm like, man, I see the appeal of being a cog in a But yeah, hopefully, because like it works on certification, so I'm not certified to do it yet. So once I get certified, then they'll be like, okay, you're not retarded. We can put you on more complex stuff.
Okay.
So like after that, it's just like whatever they need, like
They
labor
just
for
put you
other
on.
machines.
My goodness, dude. My group is like, yo, we have a meeting. And they're like, oh, yeah, this meeting, it's at 2. And they send out at 2. So, yeah, I'm not going to that one.
Okay.
Nice. So yeah, it's fun. I'm enjoying it. Yeah, it's just weird though because it's like it's
very different.
12 hours, so it's like technically so it's like it starts Sunday, but technically I'm working Monday morning to Wednesday morning, so it's like weird.
Man,
'Cause,
time.
yeah,
Yeah,
time just gets weird.
It's like you get jet lag.
Yeah, it's essentially jet lagging myself.
I read this this experiment where they put people in like super dark caves and like told them to come out whenever they felt like it, and like at the end people were like there's this one guy who like, since there's no light in the caves, people have a really messed up sense of time. This guy's like, and in his journal he's like, yeah, I went to sleep for what I thought was like maybe 3 hours, and the guy's like, you went to sleep for 3 days.
You're off by a little bit.
It's not that bad, but surprisingly it's easy to stay up.
Yeah.
When it's well lit. I'm like at home when I'm like staying up till 1 just because I can't sleep. I'm like, God, why can't I sleep?
Yeah.
Or it's like I'm tired, but it's like the lights are all on. I'm working. I'm like, man, it's like 4 in the morning. I feel awake.
It's because of lights.
Yeah,
Lamp.
yeah. And then it's like it gets to 5. I'm like ready to leave. I'm like, man, I just got like this burst of energy. I get home and I just pass out.
You should get those curtains Tanner has that completely block out all light.
Oh yeah.
I actually might get one of those because there's a window in my bedroom,
There is also a window in my bedroom, but I like.
but my window points to inside.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Yours are.
You just get the sun. You're just
No,
like,
I just get the light
or
inside the
just
house.
oh yeah.
And yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think mine is.
Oh my goodness. Here,
Oh,
here's how you get rid of your phone notifications.
Just throw. All right, that's pretty much new with me.
Okay.
Yeah. But you know what else is new? Friday, the 11th. Okay, what's the date? Friday the 12th.
Oh, but it's
So
a little bit close.
So close.
Yeah.
Today's Friday the 12th.
Today's Friday the 5th. Next
Fifth.
week's Friday the 12th.
Yeah.
What the heck? What's Friday the 12th?
Larry, you're jet lagged.
I'm not jet lagged.
You're,
Dang.
you're a week behind. You're a week ahead.
But you know what
Yeah.
they say? Somewhere in the world it's Friday the 13th.
I feel like that's not true.
Some people say it. Those people are wrong, but they do say it.
Those people are wrong, but
So yeah.
what's happening
What,
Friday the 12th?
what about the almost the 13th? What's happening?
Yeah, so, Monster Hunter got the fall update, and you can make your character really spooky.
Yeah.
And not only did I make my character spooky, I also changed my character into a girl. So now my character's not as spooky.
Yeah, my character is spooky. I didn't realize my character is literally Reaper from Overwatch.
I tried making Riven from League of Legends, but I spent around 2 seconds on that, and I'm like, there's too many presets. Default.
What does it look like?
It looks like a blonde chick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just generic woman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
But yeah, this new fall day was pretty cool. They have like new events. You can build this rocket sword. Yeah.
Yeah. It's
So
like
you
a-
get new costumes and stuff.
you know what would be really cool for our big sword? If it had rockets on it. And that's a Monster Hunter Worlds update.
Yeah.
It's like the exploding guy from Naruto. The exploding sword.
Dude,
Oh yeah.
We keep talking about it, but it's such a great idea.
exploding sword?
Yeah.
It's the
one of the
it's just
one
the
of the
sword
swords.
with a scroll on it that just has a bunch of explosive
It
tags.
has like
Ah.
infinite explosive tags for something.
So you just smack people. It's literally just like a gravity hammer from Halo,
And just
but it's just a
explodes
bomb
when
at
you
the
s-
end.
Yeah.
I was thinking of, when you said explosive, I was thinking of the clay guy.
Oh, the clay pigeon guy.
Oh,
I
yeah.
love that guy.
That
He's
guy's
like,
cool.
I like art, and you're like, that is not art, sir.
Yo,
that is
what are you-
terrorism.
Dude, no, dude, are you a puppet as art guy or exploding bombs as art guy? Because I gotta say, exploding bombs is a lot more art than puppets.
Like, the puppets are so cool.
But they ain't art.
Yeah,
They're also
they
creepy.
used to be people.
Yeah.
That was, yeah. There's an arc in Naruto that's like, what if everything was good? So they like, Naruto's dad lives.
I don't know. really
Itachi. It was like a filler. It's like
I don't
at
know
the
this
end,
filler.
it was like they were just like, we want to hit 500 episodes. We have enough plot for 20 more episodes. We're on episode 400. Let's just add a bunch of filler.
You know.
So it's like when they're in like the infinite dream, it was like if everything was good, basically no one dies, and then it's like build up to the final fight. It's like what's the story? The puppet guy is like the final master. And he's like, check it out, I have 10,000 puppets. What up? And he's like, this is literally everyone who has had any relevance to the plot. Let's fight.
Yeah, they had. Naruto has too many
Yeah.
bad fillers.
You know, it's sort of like when you're watching and you click on a random episode and you're like, come on, give me some plot. And then it's like, let's find out what Kakashi's face looks like under the mask. And you're like,
And you're like, it's another mask.
And
And,
then
then they
it's
show
like-
it, they're like, it is another mask. And then just nonchalantly, they're just like, yeah, Kakashi was undercover as a cameraman without his mask the entire time. And you're like, what?
Why?
Why didn't you just tell us?
or when after waiting for 6 months of filler, you finally get one plot episode at like episode 700 or something, and you're like, oh man, I get to see them fight Madara, and then it's like, it's half an episode. They fight
Yeah.
Madara for half an episode, and they go straight into the what's that guy's name? The guy with the mask.
Toby?
Yeah.
Obito?
They go to Obito's
Spoilers.
filler, and you're like,
Oh, yeah.
this is
Or even worse is when they're like, alright, the fight's coming. Let me preach to you about my philosophy of the world. You're like, shut up. You should have been dead 100 years ago. Just fight.
Yeah. But yeah, I was watching a Boku no Hero. I just caught up. I need to watch the movie now. But their fillers were actually like I didn't mind watching their fillers because they were fun. And they were funny. Like they provided like good filler content, right? Instead of Naruto running through the forest, and then and Naruto thinks about something for the whole episode, and at the end of the episode, he's still running through the forest.
pro tip: the longer your manga or whatever, the worse it is.
Yeah.
That's not true.
Well,
I don't know, that's my opinion.
One Piece's new arc is so good.
man, you just have to get through all these other arcs to get to the good arc.
I like the beginning, and then the middle got a little bit.
I like the first 100 chapters, and then the next 600, skip that.
You know, what
I
else?
think like there's people really like Upper
Yeah.
Alabasta, and they like Water 7, and they like a lot. And then I feel like it just dragged a lot sometimes.
Yeah.
You know what?
Especially like Doflamingo.
When people are like, "Yo, you should watch like Bleach," and I watched the first episode, I'm like, "This is so boring."
Okay, do not watch
how,
Bleach.
how many more episodes of this are there? And you're like, 700. You're
Yeah.
like, this is
And you're like,
This is
how much of
garbage.
this is plot? 200.
Yeah, I
And then
finished.
you're like, which ones do I watch? You have to watch the whole thing to understand.
yeah.
It's
like,
true.
Yeah, that's like Naruto. It's like half of it's filler, and it's like 10% of it is like use or like rewarding filler, where it's like the emotional payoff, and then there's some that's like, hey, remember when Naruto was a kid and he had like AIDS? So they were like, not actually, they were like, he has this disease that makes everyone sick, and it's like, they try to contain him, and he's just running. He's like, why are you all chasing me? Turns out he just has like moldy food on him, and it was just a coincidence that everyone else got sick, and they were like, that's the filler.
You know, like, I don't know, I think most of the filler can be removed. The only decent good filler arcs are like, this is Kakashi's backstory.
Yeah.
This is Jiraiya's backstory. This is...
Wait, Kakashi's backstory is not a filler. It's canon.
Oh, that was considered filler. It's Jiraiya's backstory filler. I don't know.
I think Jiraiya's is filler.
I don't know why that one's
remember.
considered filler, because it's actually sort of interesting.
And then like they'll put random stuff as filler. They'll be like, this is Itachi's real story.
This is Mecha Naruto.
There's literally, it was like in the dreams, like the puppet guy was like, it's like everyone's ideal dreams. He's like, all right, I'm gonna fight you, dude. And it's so he's like, man, your puppets are so cool. He's like, am I right? He puts them together. It's literally just a Gundam, and he's just like, woohoo, running. It's like,
Wait,
why is there a mecha? And then Boruto happens, where Naruto unlocks his connection with the Nine Tails, so he can go Super Saiyan, and then it manifests into the Nine Tails chakra mode, and then Sasuke's like, let me give you armor.
Does
And it's
Naruto have
literally
any
just a
collab episodes? Like collab fillers?
with
Anyone else?
wait, you mean like any other character?
With any other like series, I don't
Oh,
think so.
Yeah.
I think
Because-
there are, but it's like event random episodes. Like they did like a Dragon Ball One Piece one, but it was like
They did?
just really random. It was like, we're gonna race guys or something like that.
Maybe I did see that. Because I know One Piece does a few with like
Yeah.
when Toriko was still going. They did it with Toriko, One Piece Toriko, and Dragon Ball. It was really cool. It was funny, and like they like worked together to get this food.
Man,
Yeah.
speaking of Dragon Ball, that's my favorite because like people get so butthurt about it. They're like, "Yeah, I was watching Dragon Ball Super, and I got annoyed of it because I got to episode 20, and they were stretching out episodes." I'm like, "It's Dragon Ball. What do you?" That's been that's been the entire series. After the original Dragon Ball, it's like, all right, guys, we're gonna spend 20 episodes training, and it's like, all right, we're gonna fight the boss now, and it's like,
Okay,
hello,
charge up
God.
energy.
Yeah.
The only way I can defeat him is with the Spirit Bomb.
People of insert planet, give me your energy. And then people literally die, and they're just like, okay, boss. And he just collapses. You're like, did he die? And then he misses. He's like, you just killed someone for no reason. But they're like, man, in Dragon Ball Super, the plot doesn't go anywhere. I'm like, it's a Dragon Ball series. What do you expect?
You know, honestly, I don't have that much because in Dragon Ball you just have the same plot
Yeah.
over and over again.
It's just
But you know, at least I was thinking of like other Japanese like media. It's like the plot just gets worse and worse. Like
yeah, you're like, Dragon Ball, you know what the formula is. They don't go like, we're going to be philosophically changing your paradigms. It's like, you know Goku's going to fight them.
You know
Goku's
that
gonna
he's
get a power up.
gonna change hair colors.
Yeah, and then he's going to win. Or if he dies, someone else will win, and then he comes back.
And he'll be more OP, and
Yeah.
he'll win next time.
I was just thinking of, man, what kind of like shrooms were they on when they wrote Kingdom Hearts?
The Hearts story is so confusing.
You were like, you go, okay,
I really want to play it. I'll play it sometime.
yeah, Kingdom Hearts is like, okay, so you got this kid, right? Named Sora. Okay, he's on this island. There's Final Fantasy characters on this island.
There's also Disney princesses on this island.
No. It's just Final Fantasy X characters because Final Fantasy X came out at the time.
Oh yeah.
And then this evil comes, destroys the island, displaces everyone, and then you meet all the Disney princesses. You're like, made sense, and you're like, why is he in this world? Who are all these characters that are new to like the Disney Final Fantasy
And then-
Kingdom Hearts universe? And they just keep adding new people, and you're like,
You-
wait,
yeah,
these
you
are all
have,
new
like,
people.
clones of clones of
and
more
you're like,
clones.
You're like, okay, you fight this guy. Turns out he's a clone of this guy. Okay, you fight that guy. Turns out he's a clone of this guy. And you're like, okay, finally fought the final guy. He's a clone of the real guy who's
No.
a different guy now. And you're
No,
like,
the story doesn't make sense anymore.
you're just Yifan's face. You're just like, when are we? What?
There's just more clones of clones of clones.
It's like the more you go, the more you play, the more confused you get. and then you talk to people, they're like, yeah, it's the greatest story ever. You're like, what is the story? Yes.
You know, there's this supposed English book called The Greatest English, or the Hardest English Book Ever, created by this Irish guy. Called the book's called Finnegan's Wake. There's no apostrophe. It's called Finnegan's Wake. And I tried reading the first couple pages, and I'm like, you know, I really don't understand literary criticism at all because this is incomprehensible garbage to me. You know, I know some, like, if you watch it, some people are gonna be like, you know, you're just a moron. You don't understand English. I'm like, dude, this book literally has like this one paragraph where they just repeat the same thing over and over again.
Pretty much like Kingdom Hearts.
High English.
And then my brother like beat Kingdom Hearts 2 so many times that he unlocked like the ultimate blade or whatever, and he's like, it's such a great game. I'm like, you can't tell me what the story is, and you've beaten the game 100% twice. And he's like, it's such a great game though. I'm like, but what's the story? It's such a great game though.
Okay, you don't play it for the story.
I was thinking
play it because it's fun.
I was thinking of how garbage Monster Hunter World's story is. Monster Hunter World's story is we need to genocide the monsters. The story is basically we need to kill this monster because he's making the other monsters mad. Oh wait, we killed him and it didn't work, so let's kill the other monsters because they're still mad. Oh wait, we found what made them mad. Let's kill him also. It's like
there are monsters. We need someone to kill them.
Animal genocide.
Of some sort.
The game.
Yeah.
Man, if they were Pokemon, Pete'd be all over it.
But this is a less well-known game. So.
Yeah. That reminds me. Did you ever see that PETA Pokemon game?
Yes. It's really stupid.
PETA got pissed at Pokemon at one point, and they were like, you know what? We're gonna come out with our own game. And it was like it was like a post-apocalyptic world where like humans and Pokemon fight each other.
Okay.
And like the Pokemon are all like distorted. They're all like cut up and everything. They have knives in them and stuff.
Why?
Y'all ever read that Joey Rattata creepypasta?
Why?
There's this one where Joey like tortures his Rattata and makes it like into this monster thing that can be like what's your character called, like
Ash.
Yeah, that beats Ash Pikachu. And it's like, oh, it's from the game though. It's not from the anime.
Oh yeah, so it's just like the main character.
Yeah, just the main character is like wants to beat the main character's Pokemon.
Yeah.
He just can't. Like in the end, like Rattata's like some sick. In the end, Joey and Rattata become one in this sick, demented Rattata Joey Pokemon.
That's
thing.
not okay.
And then it still loses
because Joey's just the first trainer you always meet.
Yes.
But yeah, but the copy, or not the copy, the PETA game was like your Pokemon literally fighting humans. So you're just attacking humans, and it's like Nurse Joy. You meet Nurse Joy, and she's like, "What up?" And the Pokemon's like, "You help Pokemon. You will survive the genocide."
I see.
Yeah, that just reminds me.
Yesterday I learned that Nexon's really good at making money, or they're really good at scamming people's money out of their pockets. So Maple Story 2 came out, kind of. So on Steam, you can get Maple Story 2 5 days early for $25.
Isn't Maple Story a free game?
Yeah, so in a few more days, it'll be free on the 10th, I think. Yeah.
I mean, I love quality Korean developers like Nexon that are definitely not pay to win.
So will it drop in price if you buy it tomorrow? Or is it still
This is Nexon we're talking about.
Yeah.
I don't know what.
So you can get like extra packages for like Head Start out. Actually, I didn't see what the packages give you, but like it goes from like $25 to like $100. Probably get like extra pets or whatever, like costumes. You get a bunch of extra stuff.
You know, I would like to congratulate Nexon for permanently scarring the game industry. You know, back in the '90s when people were just making games, it was like you had companies like id Software. They make a game, they sell it for like however much money, and that was it. And then Nexon came out, and then they're like, what if we charge people for literally everything? What if we made our game so pay to win that people paid to win?
Is like Dungeon Fighter in those also Nexon games?
Not sure.
I don't think Dungeon Fighter is.
Because I remember there's this wave of Korean games, and I was like, guys, I'm still playing RuneScape. I haven't paid it all, and I'm having fun. My friends are like, but you gotta buy all these Maple Story upgrades. I'm like, I'm just mining.
You know, after all the stories I've heard of Nexon, and you know, like, is Black Desert Online Nexon or is it something else?
No, that's something else.
It's just all the stories I've heard about, like stuff and like then like Black Desert Online. Just I don't know. I probably won't play a game from a Korean developer for a long time. That's just my personal opinion. Because
I mean, the original Maple Story, they have a reboot world where it's not pay to you can't pay to win. So that's I played on that world for a while. That's pretty nice.
So yeah, Black Desert Online is the ultimate pay to win game.
Pay to play.
Yeah, you pay to play, but you also pay to win.
Yeah.
Basically, you have people who are like, join our like clan or guild or whatever, and it's like, I spent $6,000 on this set of items.
You're not welcome in our guild. Pay more.
Yeah.
So Yifan didn't get that Romanian job.
Yeah, it's because of yeah. Well, also because I was like, I'm not qualified to work in the EU.
Well, it'd be difficult to get a job there. Yeah.
Man, that would have been great though if he got the job.
It's been pretty funny.
Just like Yifan randomly in Romania, everyone else is just like, I got this job in Mesa. It's
Yeah.
so far away, and you're like,
Da.
what up, guys?
Da, comrade. I don't know any Romanian except for da, which is yes. What else Romanian do I know? Like
Lettuce.
what?
Making a joke. Romaine lettuce.
Dang it. It's racist. Calm down.
Also,
He's
da,
just confused.
da is not even a native word in Romanian.
Is it? What is
It's
it?
from Slavic.
Oh.
Because Latin didn't have a word for. Well, I mean, I guess it does, but didn't really have a word for yes. So they're just
Okay.
like, yeah.
Yeah. Last thing we want to talk about, because Yifan stopped watching League of Legends, and Larry stopped a while ago, but this year they made franchising, so like a bunch of NBA teams came in, and it's like the Golden State Warriors have like the Golden Guardians and like a bunch of other ones, but like pretty much all of them are like bottom 5. Like Golden Guardians was like,
Oh,
yeah
that's
man,
it.
we're gonna develop this brand new team, and it's like Lorlo, Matt,
Deftly.
Deft.
Yo, we got Mata and Deft.
And you're like, no, we don't have the money for that. Deftly and Matt. Yes! The sad thing is, and they have like contracts, and then it was like, I don't even remember who their mid laner is. Or so, they had High.
Phoenix.
They were like, okay, High is going to train these guys. And then they kick High, and they're like, we're going to bring in Mickey, the most inconsistent Korean who doesn't speak English. To the
High's
point-
a legend.
Yeah, and they were like, we're going to develop new talent. They end 10th place in both the main league and then the academy league.
Hey man, they beat that TSM that one time, didn't they?
And that's it.
And so did everyone else.
So yeah, so it was very depressing. But it's like,
But not as depressing
Yeah.
as TSM.
I feel like the league is not a fun
Yeah.
sport to watch anymore.
I like it, but it's like they got rid of relegation. So it's like
Yeah.
bottom feeder teams like, we paid $5 million and we have NBA backing, so you can't kick us out. What up?
They
We're the
should,
Cleveland Browns of League of Legends.
they should have relegation back. At least like
Yeah.
go back to like a worse league, so they can play at their own level, and
Yeah.
then maybe they can, if they get good, they can come back up.
Yeah,
But-
because they were like, we're gonna be the team that the All American team, and it's like, why do you have Mickey on there? He's Korean, and they're like,
Doesn't even speak English.
yeah, they're like, we're developing new talent. I'm like, Lorlo and Matt have played for 2 years. Contracts has played for 2 years. High has played for like 6 years. That's not new talent. And they're like, we got Deftly though, and you're like, okay, that's 1 out of 5. And they're like, we're developing them, and I'm like, Matt has progressively gotten worse on your team. Lorlo is the guy where if you want a good team, he has to be the worst player on your team. Lorlo is outstandingly the second best player on your team. Something's wrong.
Lorlo is basically one tier below Maple Street.
He's the benchmark player. If you're better than him, you should join LCS. If you're worse than him, don't try.
See.
Yeah, I think it's sort of funny how Riot like tries to boost NA so much though, considering NA is by far the worst region.
Yeah. Someone was saying that they were like, why do we think that NA should win? We have the least amount of players in rank. We have the worst players. We should be happy when we beat Koreans, not disappointed when we lose to them. We should be like, yeah, that's expected, dude.
So sad.
We should accept that we're the Cleveland Browns of the world League of Legends.
Yeah, the funny thing about the world of League of Legends is Riot puts so much effort into it, and they put way like every year EU gets screwed. And
That's true. EU gets nothing.
Oh yeah.
But remember, best of twos.
Yes. So EU is going to franchising, and the Unicorns of Love, Giants, and then I think another team is out for franchising. But they picked up the number one, the Counter-Strike team, the number one in the world. No, Ninjas. They haven't been good for a while, but they're a Danish team called Astralis. They're like number one in the world, and it's crazy because most of their players are like, yeah, dude, we're the best in the world, and then they won like the last World Championship tournament basically,
Nice.
and then the coach is like, "What up, guys? Just got my masters while coaching the number one team in the world." I'm like, God, Danish people are so good at everything. So I'm like, yes, kick out Unicorns of Love. Unicorns isn't that bad. Or it was like Giants and Rocket. I'm like, yes, kick out the bottom feeding teams.
But do you remember that one Danish team that was once good? Copenhagen Wolves.
Oh yeah.
Where they stopped being Danish. Copenhagen Wolves with the Bulgarian Unlimited, it was like no one was Danish, and they were like, we got Soren though. Not Soren Bjerg. Soren.
Just Soren.
Oh yeah, they were like, yo, this guy is gonna be the new Bjergsen.
And then you're like,
Wait,
they
this
have
guy's...
Coutard. He's Danish, and then they were like, yeah, we're kicking him out. He was just a sub for a week. We got Soren. He's back? Nah, dude. This other guy named Soren. He's Danish.
Fake
Copenhagen Wolves.
They once did have a Soren though that they sold to TSM for like $12. And
No, Copenhagen Wolves was like, yeah, we can't pay you. And then they were like, we signed with NIP. And then they proceeded to start losing. And then TSM was like, man, this Bjergsen kid is 1v5ing. Let's pick him up.
We'll buy him for 2 Twix bars. And then they're like, yes.
Pretty much.
Dude, Bjergsen is a legend.
Yeah.
But he's actually a control ward.
But he's playing with wards.
Yeah. That's what I've noticed is that TSM, they're like, all the aggressive junglers they pick up, they come at the end, they just become wards.
Let's pick up Amazing. He's this great jungler. He's no longer.
So Amazing is the only one that wasn't a ward, and that's the one where they went top 8 at Worlds. Every other jungler was like,
yeah.
Hey Bjergsen, let me check this bush for you. Yeah, there's no one here. Push up your wave. and they're like, the bot's like, they're mids down here. Bjergsen, keep pushing your wave.
You know, when Doublelift was like, when Bjergsen was tilted, he'd be like, enemy mid can roam.
Okay.
90 seconds later, enemy mid can roam.
Every wave? Every wave. I just feel bad for him. He's like...
He's so good, but he's so limited.
He's limited by his team.
It's like Faker.
They like refuse to change up the style. They're like, yeah, man, we're going to keep trying. And it's like, you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah.
That's my favorite was when Reaper took over Cloud9. He was like... the first week he was coaching them, it was like... It literally feels like they're in a solo queue
somehow
game.
got back in the league.
I didn't want to... Dude, I stopped... New Akali, dumbest champion ever. Certainly team to be banned.
They fired Daniel Z. Klein. Can they fire Certainly T?
They need to figure out... Riot needs to figure out what's going on in the company.
Yeah.
And they need to stop making new content until they fix out the old stuff.
I just don't like the way they're changing it. They're changing the game into basically where everyone has skill shots and you just all make flashy plays. But I miss the good old days when you could pick Volibear and be like, I can beat this guy with no skill.
I thought you were talking about AP Predator Nunu.
Yeah, I miss those days also. Man.
Okay, I miss AP Predator Nunu.
That was my favorite song. Was when I would play him in Earth, AP Predator Nunu. You would have the cooldown on items. The ingenious hunter with Predator Nunu, so you'd have Predator up every 20 seconds. And you just build full AP, so you would just press E. and E.
And it would die.
The only downside was it was really bad late game, but
what are you talking about? You would just drive by with E and then drive by with E.
Auto attack.
And you wouldn't have to auto. It'd be like Karthus Q.
Yeah.
You don't auto on Nunu. You just press E.
I mean, although in late game all you had to do was manage to press E on their AD carry.
Yeah.
It didn't matter if you died. You made the AD carry useless.
And then it'd be like, guys, I'm playing Sean. I'm gonna jump away. You press E, And then before they land, you press E again. They're like, guys, I'm dead.
Or if they live, guys, I have one attack per 10 seconds for the next 4 seconds.
Pretty much.
So yeah, it's getting pretty. We've been talking for a while.
Yeah.
So we should wrap it up.
Yeah. It was less than last week. Last week was like all this philosophical stuff. This was more fun.
This was
More
League.
light.
League, man, what a terrible game.
League.
yeah.
You know, the precursor to Fortnite.
Yeah.
The world #1 game.
Who wants to play some Karthus Battle
Yeah.
Royale?
Inspired
no.
by the Japanese tale. Inspired by some manga, probably.
Yeah, by that.
Actually, no, that's original.
Larry, I was trying to tie it all
Get out of
together.
here.
Yeah, that manga, Naruto Battle
Yeah.
Royale.
Naruto Battle Royale. Clash of the Ninjas 2.
Yeah.
Alright. Thanks for watching.